Man. No more excuses for Dallas Cowboys front office. No more. And we got some of the best Amp Sports, Stargazer, Amp Sports. Star, how you doing?
Doing good. For the show, I went live earlier, but it had to cut short. So I was like, I need to go live again. And then boss called me up, said, "Hey, you want to do a show tonight?" I said, "Absolutely." So
yeah, let's go.
So excited to be here to talk some football and talk about some stuff that needs to be talked about.
Yeah. Amp, what's up, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm good, dog. I feel like I'm fishtailing out the parking lot leaving magic, dog. That's how good I'm feeling about this one, bro.
God.
Yeah.
Magic.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
It's time to spend it, dog. Yeah,
wow.
It's time to spend it, dog.
Oh, man. Well, we finna get it. Before we get it, I want to kind of slow down and pay some respects. Count it up. Because this stream is brought to you by BetUS, where you can receive 150% bonus on your first deposit and 125 on your next deposits up to 2,000 with the promo code U2 150. Let's go, man. Yeah, man, we still betting it up. We still running it up. We still doing all of that. That's what we doing right now. We on the run-up campaign. But, man, let's go ahead and start the show right now. We ain't got to wait. We ain't got to wait to the timer. So, first, Amp, what's on your mind? I'm gonna just throw you a blank check. What's on your mind?
So, I've said for a while now, we've been caught in an abusive relationship with the Jones family, right? And knowing that and being in this, a lot of Cowboys fans, they'll tell you when they introduce themselves, I've been a fan since. Well, all these fans since, if you've been paying attention,
damn,
then every year, Jerry and Steven are going to have their list of excuses. And so if we know that and we continue to proceed forward as normal, that's a problem. So we got to be able to stop them in their tracks and cut the excuses, dog.
Stop the excuses. Star, I'm going to throw you a blank check. What's on your mind?
What's on my mind is I'm concerned that our front office is trying to do some goofy stuff like trade Michael Parsons.
You coming out the gate.
Yeah, I'm highly concerned.
Me too.
About it. Because the front office has just never done it. They don't
right.
They're gonna trade. There's internal talks about trading a player.
That's unprecedented.
It's unprecedented. Bruh. And it's like, I don't know if this is just Jerry clicks and views, because people have been saying maybe we should trade Michael Parsons, and so Jerry just feeding into the narrative because, like he said, it's a soap opera here, 365, or is there a real weight to this, and they're really, really thinking about trading Michael Parsons? So I don't know. I'm very concerned because, I feel like trading Micah, that to me just shows we're not trying to win now. Yeah. Maybe something in the future, but it just shows me that, like, y'all are not trying to win this year, next year, maybe in a couple of years, which also shows me that, like, y'all just signed CD and Dak just for the time being, just so y'all can stay relevant. And then once y'all can get rid of their contracts, then y'all will try to actually contend. So it just means deeper things to me if we trade.
Man, I gotta just go ahead and put the cameras on us and we starting like that. Since you just go start it like that and we caught you sipping behind the scenes. You gotta watch me. Star, you just took the words right out of my mouth. Man, y'all clap it up for Star, man. Because Star, I don't think people kind of computing it like that. I don't think people computing it like if you trade Micah Parsons, you thinking about the how, but you're not thinking about when you're going to get paid. Because people saying 2 first rounders. What teams have 2 first rounders this year?
I don't think any.
Right. I don't think it's any this year. So that means whatever trade right now for 2025 is not go equal Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons is the best player in this draft. So there's nobody for this year that's gonna help you better than what you got. So even if you get 2 firsts, your next first is 2026, which that's what Star's saying. Star, you so ahead. God dog, man. That's kicking. That's basically saying we'll rebuild it. So if you basically said, let's go ahead and rebuild, you agree with it. Go ahead,
right.
Star.
Exactly. Like if you're ready, if you're saying I want to rebuild, I'm ready to just blow all of this up, then I can see why you say let's trade Micah Parsons, because you're not really thinking about, trying to win with Dak or anything like that. You're basically saying like, I'm looking to life after Dak. So let's trade Micah. Let's get a haul. Let's just stay around the rim with Dak. And once we can get rid of him at the end of 2026 or 2027, we can get out of his contract, trade him, get more picks. And then we can just stack on all these picks and then we can rebuild. So if that's your mindset, I can understand that, but that's not my mindset.
No.
I just saw the Philadelphia Eagles win. I just saw the Washington Commanders in the NFC Championship. I'm trying to contend now in the Super Bowl with the players that I know are Pro Bowl, All-Pro players on a Hall of Fame trajectory. Because what we're doing by saying let's get all these picks is we're going to project that maybe we'll get these caliber players back, but we don't know. So I'm trying to win with what I got now, not let me plan for 2027, 2028. Because a lot of shit could change in 2027, 2028. Like we don't know what could happen by then.
Right.
So I'm trying to win now. Every year, I think the teams, especially a team like us who we went 7-10 with players from Walmart.
Right.
That shows my team is not that far behind. Now, if we were just winning consecutively one game, like people talk about the Herschel Walker trade, I was like, yeah, that was after we won one game the previous season. And Jimmy was like, we need to rebuild this shit from the ground up because we don't have the team.
Yeah, we gonna talk about that Herschel Walker. We gonna talk about that. Let me drop this real quick.
Is it when you need it?
J.G. Wentworth is right. It's my money and I need it now.
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 Yup. I want you to know what you asking for. I want you to know what you asking for. Keystone with the super chat, man. We appreciate you, my brother. Out the gate showing love. Y'all make sure y'all also show super chat love over there with Amp. Show love over there with Star. We appreciate all the love y'all always do. Salute. Lou, it's draft time. It's time to work. Let's go. It's time to do some work up in this mug. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We've been hogging from your Amp, so jump in, sir.
Man, look, first and foremost, what's good with everybody? Hey, Star, well said, Miss Lady. I couldn't have said it better myself. So the issue is we talking about trading Micah, right? And so look, we all comfortable enough. Y'all been watching me long enough now. And if you don't, look, I like to play cards. When my family gets together, we like to play spades, right? And so basically what Cowboys Nation is telling us is that if we're playing spades, some of y'all are willing to trade in the little joker for possibly 2 unknown cards, you're playing spades. So you don't know if your partner's got the big, but you're trading it in for something better. What better, more better can you get for Micah Parsons is what I want to ask you. Like, you already see what he is. So you're willing to give up a guaranteed book for a couple question marks? Like Star said, you ain't building for now if you do that.
Nah.
But it's a couple of more reasons why I want to get back to that once we address the super chat ball.
Yeah, let me go back to that super chat by Keystone, man. Appreciate Keystone, man. Keystone been really blessing this channel a lot. I'm can't wait till we start this draft work, brother. So we got a lot of work to do. We gonna be doing all that within a week, all of us. My boy say with a hashtag, free 100 million in cap space, no excuses. See, I like the no excuses. I do. I like it. I love, because it's this Micah thing is setting up a bunch of excuses. That's what we got to be careful about. We setting up excuses for front office. Like, this is the first time that they even hinted this year on making some changes and being aggressive, or looking at other teams and how they do it, and we want to let up. We want to let up now. This is where y'all want to focus on Micah instead of front office. My answer is,
Oh, hell no.
no. It's the people that make the decisions, not the player. So we said we was gonna talk about first the no excuses. All right, now this is the uncomfortable part of the show. This is the part of the show where I have to be the villain. I'm gonna speak on behalf of front office. I'm debate both of y'all on it. So let's kind of start it off. All right. So, Elp, I know you speak for front office. I mean, for the players and the team, and I know you Star. So what is the lack of excuses that you saying you want to see me stop? I'm Jerry Jones. What do you want to see? You can start with Michael Parsons, what you want to do. What's your problem, boy?
The first one is not even an excuse. The first one, I mean, you can call it an excuse, but honestly, it's a weak ass crutch. And that is, we're not in any type of rush. We got plenty of time. I call bullshit. That's one I'm tired of hearing. You don't have time. Because we saw what time did for CeeDee Lamb this past season. We saw what time did for Dak Prescott this past season. We've seen what time has done for other players like Ezekiel Elliott. Cut it out, man.
I'm gonna push back a little bit. I'm push back just a little bit. Here come the pushback. All right. Now, speaking from front office side, it is their job to try to get the best player that they can for the best price that they can. True or false?
True.
So one of the best ways to say you ain't got the money is to pretend you ain't got the money. Am I right or wrong on that?
You're right.
Okay. So, and see, Angie say, boss love push it back. This is the reason why I'm pushing back on this. It's not that I actually love pushing back. I think we got to be able to fairly articulate both sides. That's why we do this. That's exactly why I'm doing this. Yep. It's like me and the OC talked about a long time ago that you got to be able to argue both sides, right? If you're trying to be fair, right? So I'm the side of front office right now. That's what I'm doing because we got to account for the real successful practices too, right? So Amp, Star, let me go back and forth with both of y'all on this. Y'all know that we do a good job of, for the most part, getting value talent. But the way that we do it is we only free up cash when we need to. So we start hitting those switches when we in talks of closing the player. You got a problem with that? Star, you got a problem with that?
See, that's a hard. Do I have a problem with it? I mean,
yeah. Do you have a problem with it?
I'm
a cold front office. I'm cold.
I would not have a problem with it. Is when you free the money up, you actually did something with the money that you freed up. And I think that you've been going with this mindset of let's get 3 for the price of 1, which can work sometimes, right? Because sometimes you can go get. Y'all have gotten Dante Fowler, former first round pick, right? Y'all have gotten. Let me think. I'm trying to think.
Gilmore, Cooks. I can help you out. I got the list in front of me.
Okay, yeah.
I have the list in front of me because I'm Jerry Jones. I have the list in front of me, Star.
So guess what? Guess what, y'all? That actually brings me to a sub argument that I actually had already had in my head before we even started the show without talking. And guess what? That's a sub debate over quality versus quantity. And see, front office is often taken.
No, you talking to me.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, you talking to me?
Front office is often taking the stance of quantity over quality. But if you look at us and you look at other opponents in the division, you'll see that the quality is what got them a little bit further.
Yeah. Listen, all I'm saying is, I like quality. You've seen me, Star, Amp. You've seen me go out there and get some quality. You've seen me go, like you said, Stephon Gilmore. You saw me go get Fowler. I've done it. And what's wrong with the way of me doing it? Because I bring a lot of players at a better price because I pretend to be broke. Like, what's wrong with that?
The issue is that, okay, you went and got these players, but one, let's talk about Stephon Gilmore.
All right. I'm listening.
How old was Stephon Gilmore when we got him?
30?
No.
29?
He was about like 32, 33 years old.
He was 32? Dang, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then
let me check my notes. Oh, you're right.
And then when you got Brandon Cooks, he was 29 going on 30 years old. So the thing is, you want to go and get these players. You want to stamp because I know y'all want to pat on the back. And good, we was happy when you went and got Brandon Cooks to find Gilmore. But you got these players past their prime. You only let Stephon Gilmore be here 1 year. You didn't properly replace him. You thought you could go and get a 4th round pick from Wake Forest and think that wherever Seatbelt Carson is, and you thought that was going to cover it. And then you got Cook, who, honestly, Jerry, Cooks was not a scheme fit.
Well, I'll say this, Star, and I really appreciate you for trying to box with front office, but I would have to disagree with you. I would say this. Did you like the fact that Stephon Gilmore was able to step in when Bland was underperforming when we assigned him to the number 1? Would you agree?
For the one game, the Seahawks game, yes.
Yeah, he also did it the Philly game too. Okay. And matter of fact, he did it for the rest of the season. And we never put Bland back. So I would say that I paid him a fair amount, and I would say that we got the value out of that. Wouldn't you agree?
I would not say we got the value out of it because when we got these players to get us over the hump. But in Green Bay, the 2 players that you got had probably one of the worst performances of the year.
I got a question for you, Mr. Front Office man.
Real quick, because I'm bougie boss right quick. I got to address that.
Oh, Lord.
I think we corrected that the following year when we got Zimmer. What was you gonna say? I just wanted to just fix her real quick. She tried me.
Oh,
and I'm front office. I'm bougie boss.
Bougie boss.
Yes, bougie.
Couple of days ago, what player did you say was your potential favorite free agent candidate of this current offseason?
Oh, Greenlaw.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. So it's funny you actually just mentioned Brother Zimmer because who would you prefer to have on your squad? Dre Greenlaw or Brother Kendricks?
Oh, Greenlaw.
Oh, okay. See, if you had spent a little bit more money last year, even with the injuries that you just sustained, having Greenlaw, don't you think your defense would have been better producing had you had spent just a little bit more to get him instead of what you got?
I would agree. What's your point?
Sometimes you got to put a little bit more with it and get quality versus quantity. That's the difference of putting you over the edge. I get you trying to manage your budget or whatever, but you also want to make sure that you keep a product on the field that's good enough to retain your fans. And what your fans have been saying over the past couple of years, and more recently this past year, especially after the Green Bay loss, is they felt like we didn't have enough help available. We didn't have enough dogs to be ready in that moment. So I think by spending an extra $3 or $4 million, you get a different caliber player. You're better prepared for those type situations because you got individuals who are equipped to handle that adversity.
I just think that, to be honest with you, I think you guys are peasants. I think you guys try, but you're beneath us. So let me try to explain football to you, because see, I would say that our way of doing it had us in a strong position that even when we was injury prone and half our cap was on IR, we still whooped the team that was in the NFC Championship, the Washington Commanders, and we almost whipped them twice. You peasant.
Okay, but who? I'm glad you said that, Jerry. And who was that returned that ignited our defense, that put us in position to beat the Washington Commanders twice?
Would that be Michael Parsons? Is that what you're trying to get at?
That would be correct.
The person you shouldn't be hesitating to pay.
The person that you are now having internal discussions to ship out here. Because without the Parsons, we don't beat the Washington Commanders once, and we don't almost beat them twice. Because that's the difference in the impact that he made. So when one person comes and revitalizes your whole team, I don't think, and he's young, I don't think you should be having any internal discussions to even consider trading him.
Well, let me explain how this works. Okay. I have to explain myself. I have to explain my higher level ivory tower viewpoint to you types of people. Okay. You DEI types. So let me explain this to you. And I would never explain this again. I didn't get this far being Jerry Jones by giving away money. Yes, I know that this guy, Michael Parsons, had discussions about team friendliness. It is my job to make him Boy Scout friendly. Do y'all understand that? That's always been the goal of why I am who I am and why you are who you are. Because I was taught that what you do is you have a big old front door to allow as much cash in as possible, but you keep that back door small.
Did you say backdoor?
I want Mason door help.
I'm a mean front office boy. I don't like being front office either. I don't. This feels disgusting. This feels disgusting. Ugh.
Listen, good old boy, you damn Scrooge you. See, the problem with your tight is you're a damn tightwad.
Yeah.
See, like you said, you want a small back door. See, you won't allow anybody to penetrate you. See, that's why you got Jimmy up out of here, because he penetrated you.
Hey!
You felt violated.
You going low.
You were uncomfortable, and you didn't want to feel that way no more. So I get it. Now you make sure you tighten them up extra tight. You tie that drawstring as tight as you can, because you don't want nobody else to do what Jimmy did to you. That's the problem.
God.
Go ahead, relax, take it easy. It'll be a smooth process. I promise.
Yeah.
Man, I missed that last part. He said something fly, didn't he? He said something fly. He said something fly, didn't he? I missed it. I was turning on the fan and missed what he said. He said something fly. I'll catch it on the rewind. We got us another super chat, man. Let's keep that up. I appreciate it. Let's keep it up, man. We appreciate them super chats. Let's rock out, Edgy. Appreciate the super chat. And we got a super chat from Chris 204. I gotta get both of these real quick. Then we go to the next topic. This was an interesting debate that we had. And we go kind of talk through it and, get out of role play real quick. This is fun. And this is real, though, because to me, you do have to be able to present both sides. So Angie with the super chat said, give a round of applause for Star and Alp for keeping a straight face. Please do that. Please do that. Please do that. They stayed in role play. They did. They stayed in role play. And then my boy with the super chat, Chris 214, say, don't forget to mention pie and option QB. Ooh, you got to know when to pitch it, boss. See, that's real. That is so real. So, real quick, let's talk about that though on the excuses, because that was the topic what we was talking about.
Yeah.
With the excuses, the thing is, I want to get we had some fun with that, but I want to kind of get down on something I said on Twitter and get y'all thoughts on it real quick.
Yeah.
Because to me, the topic is also Michael Parsons, right? Hold on real quick. Let me pull it up. Okay. This is very important to me. Y'all, I want to get y'all thoughts on this. Micah saying I would be team friendly to help the team get players should only apply for the first 3 weeks of free agency. Why would Micah be team friendly for empty free agent shells? All Black Friday super sales have an expiration, or it is not a sale. It's just cheap. I couldn't add that part. I ran out of space.
Yep.
I think, to me, one of the ways Micah could try to really get them to get rid of their excuses is to put a deadline date on his team friendly.
Yeah.
And then say to them publicly, use your guns and say, and if it's not, I want market value for my position, and sit on it and stand on it.
That's leverage.
That's leverage. Like, nah, we got one window to get it done. What's y'all thoughts on that?
Man, I love it because it absolutely puts the ball in Michael's court. Like, it absolutely puts it in in the Jones family's court. And it kind of removes that possibility to call Michael a villain.
Yeah.
It gives more of an opportunity for him to be hero, because he's trying to get the Cowboys fans what they want, and that's help. So by him asking for this help and putting a timeline on it, it makes it to where you're able to remove the excuse.
Right.
Because if that's the common goal, if y'all think I'm the talent that you say you think I am, and you want to improve this team, and you saying you're going to look at how we've done business before, that means that you're somewhat open to shifting how you've done business before.
Right.
So I'm totally with it.
Yep.
That would be a great thing, bro.
What's your thoughts on that?
I agree with that 100%. I think that Micah needs to continue to put more pressure, because what Micah needs to set himself up to the point where it's like, you cannot villainize me. And he's putting more pressure on the front office to back up their words, because they're the ones who said you can't keep doing the same stuff and getting. Steven said you can't keep doing the same stuff and getting different results. Steven, you're the one who went on the radio shows last off season in camp saying absolutely not to trade in Micah Parsons, and he was a pivotal piece of your future. Okay, well, if he's a pivotal piece of your future, then prove it and then show it. There should be no long drawn out process. We saw what that BS did to us this last season. It's like, when is this organization going to get serious about winning? So Micah should put a timeline on it so that the Joneses cannot sit here and drag this all out well, they can do it, but if they do it, then they're going to receive more backlash and more anger from the fans, because we now know if you wait till after the shelves are cleared, which is, like you said, the first 3 weeks of free agency for those premium free agents, then we're going to know for sure, like, these guys, again, you're playing in our face. Y'all are not serious, and y'all just sit up here and keep lying to us. Y'all keep lying to the fans because y'all just aren't serious about winning.
Right.
I feel like the front office really is they're on very thin ice with the fans, and they got to make sure, and they know that. That's what they showed in the shoddy presser, that they are under a lot of pressure and a lot of fire. And so the way that Micah can continue to speak up is, like you said, put a cap on it. Don't do what Dak did last year, where
leave it open.
He just left it open. It was like he was trying to close it, but then he left it open. He was trying to close it. It's like, no, you need to put the hard deadline and say, oh yeah, and say just what you said. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be team friendly 100%, so we can get some guys in here
before week 3.
So yeah, I think Micah needs to continue. People want Micah to shut up, but no, Micah, continue to talk. You know what I'm saying? Because as we say in Dallas, the nice guys finish last.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right. So,
hey, something else I want to add to it real quick. and great point, Star. I think what you also want to do when you witness what the Jones family does, it's political. Let's keep it funky, right? It's political.
Right.
And so to combat that, I think you need to do another political move, and that's when you start talking about money and budget, etc. You need to basically, by Micah doing that, what it does is it earmarks that money for that purpose.
Right.
Because people used to say, oh, Tom, I wish more players were like Tom Brady and would take deals so that the Patriots could do more, which we all know they never really did.
Right.
They never really got Tom the real weapons that he probably had in mind when he said, you know what, I'll make this sacrifice. So by doing that, you earmark that money that we want to be not only active, but we want to be active early.
Right.
So you earmark it for that specific purpose. And guess what? If not, then it goes back and rolls over into the budget. And guess what? Not only do you not have that money available now, as far as him working with you and negotiating, you still got to pay him.
Right.
So you double F yourself by actually not doing and taking care of your business on the front end.
And then you also, to add to what both of you were saying, another reason is because they said themselves, deadline make deals.
Yep. Oh, perfect.
And so you give them the deadline of where you go get the best value.
Mm-hmm.
Call my agent. You got this window for us to try to get it done. I put it out there publicly. I want to have it done before the first 3 weeks of free agent. That's my desire. I want to, and I will be free team friendly. I will. You will directly talk to me. I will talk to you in that window. I will talk to you. If we can't get it done, you go deal with my agent going forward, and you know he gonna be a monster.
Yep.
I like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
And
think
so
it's what.
go ahead, Star.
No, I was just saying. I think it's what's needed. I think you spoke about it the other day too, boss, about how it. Even after the Cowboys leaked that we're having internal talks about trades, Micah still came out the next day and said we need to be aggressive.
Yeah.
So
Boss.
it's like Micah now continue to speak up and continue to because right now I feel like the front office can do whatever they want. Ultimately, they can trade Micah, but they're not going to trade Micah without extreme backlash. Yes, there are going to be some casual fans that are like, "Yay, we traded Micah," but hell, they may not even be that because who knows the compensation?
Right.
Because they could blow it.
Yeah.
If we could get one pick and some other player for Micah, like I've heard some of these trade scenarios going around, and they're god awful. Is what I would describe them as. They're real bad. So, the front office, I feel like there's no reason. The reason why they drag out these contracts is because they say it's about the money. And Jerry, to this day, it was Dak's fault that we waited till the day of the season because he wanted to be the highest paid. Now, even though that's not true. So now you got a player consistently saying, "I will be team friendly. I will be team friendly." Yeah, I think it's the right thing for Micah to
put a deadline.
Put a deadline and continue to talk and be clear about those deadlines.
And you got to educate the fans. See, because the fans, they go lock in on one thing. You said you was gonna be team friendly for us, Micah. No, not after they didn't.
Time only.
Free agent for a limited time.
Limited time. Right.
Limited. It expires, just like your coupons.
Goddamn McRib.
McRib is here for a limited time.
A limited time only.
Yeah. Call my agent. Let's get to work. All this option quarterback.
Should I pitch it or
should I pitch it? If you don't sit you got a button over there for that help. You got a button. I know you got plenty of buttons now. I need a new button. I need a new button. If you don't,
man, sit your ass down.
Thank you. That's the one. I know you had a good one in there, bro. Y'all clap it up for help, man. If you don't sit, hey man, hold on, man. Let's play that. Let me try to do it on the cue. If you don't,
man, sit your ass down.
Yeah, man. Come on now.
It's goofy, but
I'll respect though. I'll respect to front office. We just having a little bit of fun.
When you look at the Super Bowl contenders this year, right? And you look at the former juggernauts, and you, for argument purposes, you could still say current juggernaut in the Kansas City Chiefs, right? What you saw in the Super Bowl was a situation where Philadelphia, in essence, made Kansas City one-dimensional. And the thing about it, because it happened on the other side too, but there's a difference. See, Kansas City didn't have what I call a pivot. They couldn't pivot to the run game. They had no confidence in it. There was no balance because they didn't believe in it. Because you call what you believe as a coach, as a coordinator, but they didn't believe in it, so that's why they appeared one-dimensional. But then when you look on the Philly side of the ball, guess what? Kansas City made a concerted effort. They stopped Saquon Barkley. But the difference is Philadelphia had a commitment to run, but then they still had a pivot when you stopped that run. They were multi-dimensional. And so that's what made them, in essence, unbeatable. Guess what? You always say, Cowboys fans always say they want Dak Prescott to be able. He can't put it on his shoulders. He can't will a team to victory. Well, guess what? The great Patrick Mahomes that y'all buff and polish his scrotum sack every opportunity you get. That same Patrick Mahomes could not carry and will a team to a Super Bowl win. Maybe he needs some help too. And guess what? Michael Parsons on that defense, the guy who it's time to pay, yeah, that guy, guess what? He needs some help too on his side of the ball. It can't just be him. He needs somebody who can take the pressure off to where teams, yeah, you might be able to scheme Micah out of the game, but guess what? We got another dog on the other side of the line to where if you pivot away from him, the other one's going to eat your ass alive. That's called being multidimensional. And that's why Philadelphia was successful. They had a pivot. Okay, you take this away, guess what? I still got that. And it goes to this final and damning point. Yes, Steven, you built a solid team. Yes, you were able to mitigate the storms of the season, and we were still competing with some of the more elite teams in the league. I get it. Kudos to you. I'm going to give you 2 claps. However, the issue is we didn't have everything we needed. Zim asked you for some shoes. You gave him some, but we know it wasn't the best pair available. You went down to the Goodwill and you said, "Hey, I got you some shoes, dog." I mean, they fit, they work, but I mean, they ain't got no treads on them left. They got good tires like that, so you might slip and slide a little bit. You might not be able to defend the run as well as you want to without sending run blitzes and all kind of extra help, when it might have been better for you to put those guys back in coverage to make you not susceptible to the pass, because you got some weak safeties back there. Yeah, I said that too. I digress.
So we was very heavy on that topic. It's a very, very interesting topic. We some kind of way got to get Micah to create a deadline. So this is something I'm gonna have to maybe clip out, tag him personally.
Deadlines make deals.
Deadline make deals. If you don't get in no deadline, the fans gonna hold you accountable.
Right.
They not gonna care. You know what I'm saying? They go just clickbait. That's what they gonna do. You know what happened to honor, dog? They could be on that type of stuff. What happened to keeping your word? Like, man, shit, no. You didn't read the coupon.
What about integrity?
No, man, you better read that coupon fine print, homeboy. So now I wrote a note, Micah's conversation for not paying Micah. Amp, help me with that.
Herschel.
So with Herschel been going around. What's your thoughts on Herschel? And where you heard people say, I'm open for a trade of Micah for a Herschel Walker, how?
So, in case you guys haven't known, my name is Amp. That stands for Always Making Plays. I like R&B music. I like long walks on the beach. I enjoy football, the Dallas Cowboys, etc. But one thing I also like is I'm a hopeless romantic.
Oh, Lord.
Like a lot of you Cowboys fans are. And I get it. The 90s were beautiful. It was special. It was the golden days. And I understand the need and the urge to want to recreate those magic moments. I understand that. And I get how important and instrumental the Herschel Walker deal was and what it did for our team and the value that we got in return for that. But
it would never happen again.
When that happened, it was real ugly and it was real bad. First off, are you willing to get that ugly and that bad?
Yes.
Okay.
But that would never happen again.
The other part is you did that once and they realized what took place. That was your one and only phone a friend. You will never get that opportunity again for the remainder of the game. You phoned your friend, you got over on them, you ran off on the plug. You don't get that twice.
Hold on. Elf, can I explain it real quick and then start? You could run it home real quick. So when you hear people say for a Herschel Walker trade, this is why Elf is saying you can only get one chance at phoning a friend like that. That would never happen again in the history of the NFL. Because trading was new then. Teams wasn't trading with each other. Jimmy was the first person to bring trading to the NFL. So the other owners and the other teams didn't know what they was doing. So Minnesota was a good team, right? And they thought Jimmy was going to do them fair. They traded them players for Herschel. And they was like, if those players don't work out in a certain time frame, we'll give you a draft pick. But that language in that agreement screwed Minnesota, because then Jerry just fired all of them dudes regardless and got all the picks. So teams will never be that dumb again. It's gonna happen once. That's why Eppa said you can only phone a friend. So to even hope for Herschel Walker is not gonna happen. We're hoping in the boogeyman.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I looked at, we got 3 first rounders, 3
Right.
second rounders,
Right.
for a running back.
That's crazy word.
Like, that's crazy. Like, people not gonna get that for 3 first rounders. Like, they not about to give that for Michael
Parsons. It's a
They not-
dream.
It Chris Paul, damn it. I'm sorry.
It's a dream.
Like 3 first round. Like, y'all need to look at the Herschel. I had to look that shit up for myself because I was like, what was the Herschel Walker trade?
Right.
I said, first round, 3 second round.
It ain't gonna happen.
It's not happening, guys. Like, you're not gonna get that type of haul.
No.
Now you may could get 2 firsts, like a first this year and a first next year, or a first this year and a 2027 or 2026 first or something like that. But that is not enough for Micah Parsons. And if you can't get the proper compensation for this player, then you don't trade them. And
Right.
again, if I could get 3 first rounders and 3 second rounders, you don't even know, because draft order changes is based upon your record.
That's right.
So you don't even know. What if you're getting 3 first rounders at 32 or 25 or 26? You just getting players.
Yeah.
Boss,
you
you put
gotta-
a question. You put a question up on the screen a little earlier that
Yeah.
said,
Y'all
"Do you
trust?
trust front office to trade?" This is the same front office. Do you trust the same front office that got a 5th for Amari to trade TD?
No. Especially why they mad at him. I don't trust them.
Right, I don't trust them because right now you're not pushing Micah Parsons out for football reasons.
Right.
You would be pushing him out because you tired. You want to make an example of him.
Oh.
We want y'all to shut up. We want the players to shut up.
Oof.
So you'll trade Micah.
Ooh. Keep going, Star. I be to cut you
Yeah,
off.
no, it's not. But I'm like, you're not going to be trading him for football reasons. You're going to be trading him because you want him to be quiet, and you don't like that he's speaking up, and so you want players to be on notice. Like, we don't care who you are, we'll send you out of here if you continue to talk against us. So that's how you get played with the compensation. In the front office, they want to claim, oh well, it was a 5th rounder because they took some of Amari's contract. So you traded your best wide receiver for a throwaway pick for Matt Walesko. That's what you traded Amari Cooper for, Matt Walesko.
And we trust him.
And y'all trust him? Like, this isn't that was Jimmy. Important point that Boss said, that was Jimmy that made that trade.
Yeah, Jimmy
The
did.
trade and stuff that the
That
front
was
office
Jerry.
Right, when Jerry was doing them trades and stuff in the early 2000s, I think Brian Broderick says it all the time. He said, we didn't know what the hell we was doing.
Ooh.
Muck.
Yeah.
And that's what y'all want? Like, come on, guys.
I don't want that.
No. We need to keep, when this front office looks into good players, we need to keep those players and we need to build on what we have. I'm tired of trying to get better by subtraction. We're the only team that does that dumb stuff. Let's get better by let's expect to go to the NFC Championship by trading our best wide receiver for a 5th round pick. Like, come on, man. Like, that don't
Matt
make no
Walesko.
No one else is doing that. Baltimore, the Lions, all of them are gonna get better. They're gonna build on what they have, not get worse. Every team in the NFC is going to do cartwheels if we get rid of Michael Parsons. We just weakened ourselves significantly. They're gonna be laughing at us. Like, come on, man.
If we do that, you know what they gonna say?
You big dummy.
Hey, listen. I like that new button, bro. That boy loaded the clip. That boy got, hey, man. Yeah.
A fifth for Amari. What you think they gonna get for damn Micah?
Say, man. Appreciate the super chat.
That's the question I want to ask. Real quick, boss. The things that Micah says, I know we don't like them, but ask yourself this question. Has that ever affected anything on the field?
No.
I'm done. Go ahead.
No, let me hit this button real quick. And that was a damn good question real quick. Let's hit this button, man. We got us another super chat. We appreciate y'all always supporting the show. We work hard. And hopefully the way that we going about this is enlightening. That's the whole goal. Because we getting ready to have us another fight. I'm getting ready to be front office again. Because but I have to present their side, right? And I gotta say, and I'm gonna say this again. If you being fair, you gotta be able to present both sides. Always, right? I have to be able to look at it from their point of view. So I'm gonna present the side that's pro trade. Okay. So I'm gonna talk about some scenarios that can make sense, and I'm gonna see if y'all can whoop me. Okay. Now, one, and I'm gonna try to see if y'all can be flexible. You made the case, Star, earlier. You made the case that a trade for Micah would basically be a rebuild, because especially because no player that you're gonna draft this year is gonna be equal to his value. Maybe a combination of two within 2 years, but you are surrendering 2025. Did I hear you correctly?
Correct.
Okay. Now, what if I offered you, Star, a Myles Garrett, where we are going into 2025 with a top 3 defensive end, a former defensive player of the year, and we get you some picks? Would you at least be open to that?
No.
Okay. Why? Because, see, I feel like I'm taking care of your 2025 now.
You're not taking care of it. What you're going to do is just put us in the same position that we already in, with just hanging around the rim. Because Myles Garrett is leaving Cleveland because he's like, I can't win here. I want to win a Super Bowl, a championship. I need to go to somewhere where I can add to that roster and I can be the bolster to help them get over the hump. If you get rid of Michael Parsons, you bring Myles Garrett here, and then who is behind him? Who's going to help him? You can go and get let's say, okay, we got, now you pigeonhole yourself. Okay, now we got to get Myles help. So now let's just pick an edge here at 12. Or let's just force an edge here at 2, because we need it. You're going to end up putting the player in the same position. These other teams out here, they have multiple. I just saw where they said the 49ers are considering getting Myles Garrett, and they already got Nick Bosa. You have to, it's not enough just to have one premium pass rusher. We have that in Michael Parsons. It's not enough. You need to have more. So again, if you're trying to win these next 2 years, I'm not considering a trade. Now, if you're saying, okay, well, let's just stay around the rim and then we can truly contend in 2026, 2027, then I will be open to it. But I'm not open to rebuilding because I don't know how much longer my quarterback has left. I don't know how much longer CD has left, because CD could get an injury tomorrow. And then what? That's what I'm saying. We want to keep planning for the future, but who's to say that our players are even going to be here in the future? We don't know. It's all projection. It's hope and it's projection. So that's why you got to go after it every year you can. And honestly, we're trying to
let me push
build-
back on you. As a front office uppity, okay?
Yeah.
No, I ain't gonna say uppity. This is just I'm just go devil's advocate, fairly. I feel like if we get Myles Garrett and then trade Micah for picks, especially if you get multiple firsts and others, you do make your team better. Because you now got freak for freak, even though one is older. We lose the youth advantage. Hold on, let me change this music real quick. That'll change that. We lose the youth advantage, but we take care of 2025 and we get you, Star, another first rounder that same year. And possibly more picks. So we looking at 2025, an extra first, which is way better than the fourth that we lost for Mingo, right? And Trey Lance. That extra first helps us now. You not open for that? Oh,
well, we don't
one more thing. Myles Garrett fits a 4-3 very well from Eberflus. Very well. So, you know, that 4-3 defense is what Rod ran. That's why Tank was greater under the 4-3 defense with Rod than he was when he was running the hybrid defenses with Quinn and Zimmer. So you also have a schematic fit. You not open to that?
I'm open to bringing Myles here with Michael Parsons.
Okay.
But I'm not open to only having Myles Garrett, because again, I think that we'll be in the exact same position as
with the extra first.
Yeah, because I mean
that's more. Because you don't have if you got Micah, you don't have the extra first. So you will have 2 first rounders right now. Right now. So you could get Genty, right? You could turn around and then draft any number of quality first rounders that can help this team.
Right. But then that's again in my head. It all depends on how you see it, but in my head, it's going for the unknown.
You know who Myles is.
No, I know who Myles is, but I'm saying these picks, right? Because you're giving me Myles, but then you're saying, but I got all these picks, but we can help you. We can help you with these picks. Again, picks are for the future. Yeah, these guys can kind of help us out now. You can go get Genty, he'll help us out now. You can go get you a rookie defensive end or whatever, and it can help us out now. But are those players going to equal who Micah Parsons is? I feel like Micah Parsons is a foundational piece.
Let me ask you a question. What would you then rate, not the draft picks, because I believe you're dead right on the draft pick, but what would you compare skill-wise Garrett to Micah? Would you call them equal? Would you call one better? How would you describe that?
I think
Imp, you can jump in too.
I think as a pure pass rusher, I feel like you can slightly give Myles the nod just because he's a traditional DN.
Yeah, he's traditional.
Micah is not a traditional DN. He's like a hybrid type of player.
3-4.
Right. He's like more of a 3-4 or a 4-3 4-3 linebacker compared to an actual 4-3 DN. So I can see that. But honestly, Micah to me is the better player, if that makes sense, because I can use Micah in a variety of ways that I really can't use Myles Garrett. Although Myles Garrett is still very dominant, obviously former defensive player of the year. That's why I want him to come to Dallas to help us, because I think he can be a key to unlock and give Micah that Robin role to his Batman, where I think he could really push us over the hump. because I see other teams stacking, and I want to stack. That's just my opinion.
Okay, Amp, I'm gonna ask you a question. And real quick, today's stream is brought to you by BetUS, where with BetUS you can receive 150% bonus on your first deposits and 125% on your next deposits up to $2,000 with the promo code YouTube150. So y'all still got some time to make some money off BetUS, and we appreciate it. Amp and Star, I'm gonna add both of y'all. Would you want Micah, or would you take Micah and Jalen Walker? Or would you want Micah alone, or would you take Myles Garrett with Kenneth Grant? You see what I'm doing? You know, would you want Micah, or would you want Myles Garrett with and I'm picking bottom of the first, guys. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm doing? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Would you want Micah, or would you want Micah and Mike Green? I mean, Myles Garrett with a young Mike Green.
So I'm gonna tell you the problem with your argument.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it will have some success, but the problem is it's going to cost you more in the long run. Because see, currently Myles Garrett is about to be 30 years old, and Micah Parsons is his junior by about 5 years. Okay, so you're talking about a relatively equal level of talent, but with Micah Parsons, you're pretty much guaranteed that you may have him another 10 years. Myles Garrett, you may only have another 5.
Yeah.
So yes, you will get some assets, you know, in the short term, but those assets too have question marks because you don't know what those individuals will develop to be. The second thing is you're talking about young, undeveloped talent who you would like to see the results on now because of the position, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're talking about a guy who's about to get hit 30. He's been in the league for some time, has played a lot of football, got a lot of miles on him. You're talking about somebody who potentially could break down at any moment. So when that older guy who's got all these miles on him breaks down, are you going to be able to lean on that young, undeveloped talent? No, but you will be able to lean on Micah Parsons.
Yeah. We go put this with the chat. Who won? Did free agent? Did front office win that debate? Who won the debate? Myles Garrett with a younger first rounder, or did Star and Amp win? I don't know how to describe how, but let me say this: Myles will be the only way that I'm even halfway interested. If none of your packages come with Myles Garrett, I ain't interested. You know, that's what I'll say. I still will want Micah. I think Micah is a leader on this team. I want the guy that want to give a discount. The guy said, I just want to be a little bit above Micah. I mean,
yeah,
I just want to be a little bit above Myles. You know what I'm saying? He just want the respect. Angie say I lost. That's cool. I want to lose. I wanted to lose that. Maybe Angie, I ain't do my best. You ever think about that? Everybody says start F1.
That is a Batman. Those are two Batmans, and I feel like Micah said, we need firepower to take down Thanos.
Yeah.
These teams are just gonna keep getting better. They're gonna keep stacking these rosters. I just feel like we can't go in again relying on that's our problem. We always relying on undeveloped talent. We are always doing that.
Right.
And it always bites us in the butt. It always does. It's gonna catch up to us. We get excited because we see plays at training camp. Oh, look at this. We did the same. We did it with Tyler Guyton this offseason. We talked us into he was gonna be rookie all pro. We did it with Seatbelt.
They going out for me.
like we at some point, like we got to stop trying to put so much pressure on our young guys and have our young guys just be assets to help us. Not you're here, you're gonna be the guy.
Yeah.
Because that also loses what we talk about football culture and football first. Philly don't do that. Philly drafted what's his name, Cooper DeJean, and he was on special teams for half the season. You gotta let the young guys come in and earn their position, not you're starting. You get the position automatically. Because that ruins football culture. That's how I feel. Like we gotta allow the package to play out and stop forcing it. Stop forcing, like you said, forced outcomes.
Force outcomes.
Stop forcing outcomes.
Say y'all, I think we should tackle one more topic, and then if y'all want to, can we repeat this on Wednesday if possible? Let's repeat this on Wednesday because I got some more topics. We carried them first three, but I got three more, and this we would be here all night if we try to tackle those.
Yeah,
because we all, especially because we added the role play. The good news is everybody said I lost that one. You know what I'm saying? Everybody said I lost that one. That's the one I want to lose because I want Micah to win. I did give y'all my best fight though. I really tried to give y'all the best fight from the perspective of front office. You know, and I think that would be, if you was to go Myles Garrett, that would be the only thing that I would be like,
it's the closest. It'll make you look. Yeah,
it'll be like, well, you better get that pick right. That's what I'd be on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But so the thing that's sad about these times is two things that's going around right now. Pressures don't matter. Right? And it's too much, in my opinion, harping on the drama that happened behind Micah's, saying what he said about Derrick Henry that had been ruined in Dallas. So let me play this clip real quick. We gonna talk about it. Because to me, a lot of people just getting this slap wrong.
Jerry got my number blocked. I couldn't even get it. I couldn't even call Jerry. Jerry got my number blocked. Are you upset that Derrick Henry didn't come to Dallas? I said, nah, that's not how God worked. He was exactly where he was supposed to be. Exactly. Year 8, 9 his career, still going for 1,800 yards, playoffs. He was exactly where he's supposed to be. I'm happy that I didn't get ruined by us. Jerry got my number.
He said, I'm happy he didn't get ruined by us. And people really believe that hurt recruiting. I'm going to tell you right now that it did not hurt recruiting at all. If anything, it helped recruiting. Because you got to look at it. Like, if you judging everything from just that clip, that I'm glad you didn't get ruined by us. Because, see, this is a scary time we live in. This is a time to where it's not the context of what you're saying. It's about what it looked like you could be saying. That's the era that we live in now. It's not about what you're saying in the whole context of your conversation. It's that part of what you said in your context that sounds bad. That's what people on now.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's too much focus on the what versus the why.
Go ahead.
You get a what answer, that's a simple answer. You get a why answer, it's going to be a little bit more complex.
That's right.
It's going to have more details.
Right.
It's going to give you more information. And with all of the extra information, it can help paint a better picture for you so you have a better understanding.
Right.
And I think that's why we oftentimes need to focus on the why, because we'll miss the actual meaning, or you may only catch the surface meaning.
Yeah. Perfectly.
You look at everything and how it's unfolded with our team. A lot of people will say, well, Dak can't win the big one. That's the what. But why do you feel that way? You may have some valid reasons, but oftentimes individuals leave it at just that. They don't even give people ain't even giving evidence anymore. They'll make an opinion, they'll state it, and then they'll speak it as facts. And that's false.
Yeah.
You gotta look at the why.
Yeah.
I agree with that. And I think that also, like, Micah was honestly, he was saying, from what I heard, because before the statement, he said, like, it happened how God intended it to happen.
Right.
Where he's just saying that Derek went where he was supposed to go. It was not right for him to come because
that's the context.
We ended up having a bad season. So Derek would have come here on our team where everybody getting injured. We got fight wars over if he's actually if Mike McCarthy gonna use him correctly and all this type of stuff. And if Derrick Henry had came here the way that our season went, everybody would be saying he's washed and it's time to retire.
Right.
But now he went to a team that fit him, and now he's back a high commodity. Because remember, when he left Tennessee, people were like, he's looking kind of washed. Like, it's just as simple as that. Like, Michael was no way saying that Dallas is this toxic, awful place and
ruining you.
Would have ruined him, and we would ruin every player that comes here. Like, if that's the case, then why the hell is he begging Myles Garrett to come here?
Why is he recruiting everybody that even leak like they might be trying to get a trade?
Right. Genty, did the podcast with Genty and stuff. Like, would he be saying, would he say, I want Jerry to be aggressive and I want us to go out and get players if he thinks that this is a place where nobody should come? Like, that's not what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? And Micah said it so fast. He's like, yeah, because we probably would have ruined. Like, it was not that serious. I feel like people just clung on to that, and then they missed the whole part where I forgot who said it, but they were like, can we focus on the part where Derrick Henry said, I don't know if that was either you or Amp, but where he said, Derrick Henry said, Jerry got my number blocked.
I said it.
Yeah, that's who we really should be mad at.
Yeah, we should be mad at Jerry not picking up your call.
Because Derrick Henry made it clear. He's done several interviews. He wanted to come to Dallas. He said Dallas never called him.
Mm-hmm.
He was hurt by that because he thought it was a match made in heaven. He lives in Dallas. He trains in Dallas. And the Dallas Cowboys never even called him.
Yeah. Yeah. But we focusing on it's like
I think I got a pretty good pulse on it. You got to understand this. This man is trying to navigate extremely dangerous waters. You ever look at them shows where they be, fishing for the snow crabs and all that or whatever? Those guys are navigating very dangerous waters. I'm talking about you get injured, you can go overboard, whatever, right? You're talking about Micah Parsons having to not only navigate, he has to navigate on multiple fronts because he has to navigate the fan base and make sure he don't say nothing too crazy and get a little too far over his skis. And he needs to be politically correct, and we need him to be a dog at the same time and speak his mind and say what he wants and what he believes. And then on the other side, he has to negotiate with the Jones family, and he has to go to college football games and sit in the press box with Jerry and talk to him and have a couple of drinks and smooth things over and stroke his ego and talk about how good the team is and what he would like to add to it. But at the same time, he's always got to say, hey, sir, you need a mint.
Man. And see,
that's what we're asking him to do. And guess what? By saying what he said in the most polite way, he was telling Jerry Jones,
you need a mint. And we missing the opportunity, y'all. We missing the opportunity to put the heat on the people that don't need no more excuses. And we putting the heat on Michael Parsons, who right.
How do you expect somebody to navigate like that? See, he is a lion, right?
Yeah.
But lions recognize lions. And right now, this lion has his hand in the lion's mouth.
Yes.
He is expecting Jerry Jones to feed him. That's Papa Jerry. That's Big Daddy Jerry. He gonna feed me. He don't get cramps in his hand from writing checks. That guy, for the most notable franchise in sports, period, I'm anticipating a major payday from that guy. But in the process, in trying to help my team, I want to do it, but I can't just outright just say, Jerry, get your shit together. I can't do that. No, I got to be political and say, hey, dog, pardon me. Can I offer you a mint, sir?
Yeah. And see, let me read this super chat. He said Jay Holly talked about trading Parks for 3 first-rounder picks and DK Metcalf, then use the picks to go get Myles Garrett. I'm cool on that first part because you get a great player in DK, but then to package all that for just an older Myles.
Oh, hell no.
It was good until it got to then trade all that for Myles. Nah, bro. Nah. Now, if you give me DK 3 first-rounders, okay. You know, that's a lot. That's a lot. Especially if you get them first-rounders right now. I might be interested in that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I would have to hear him in context. But I'll say this, man, it's one of those things, man, that people got to be real careful because we falling for gossip. You know, we falling for stuff. And on this one, Micah is actually innocent. See, you got to look at more than just that clickbait and that one little statement, because that's what a lot of the mainstream media, that's what they do. They go clip out a segment and then define you from that clip, not your context. See, Star said it best. Star said it best to me, because if you focusing on just Dallas would have ruined you without adding the first part, that it was a blessing. That's how you know you missing the context, because he was saying in context it was a blessing of you having 1,800 yards. It was a blessing that you made the playoffs. You not having that would have been ruined. He was comparing the results of the organization, and he was encouraging him, which is helping recruit.
Yeah.
See, people think you can recruit people by lying to them. No, he doing a good job to me. You looking at the body language. You looking at Henry over there like, yeah, that's a good point. You know, that's a good point. Yeah, it was a blessing, right? Cause see, let me help y'all when it comes to recruiting, cause I used to recruit a lot. Okay, I used to recruit a lot, and when I used to have to go recruit a lot of people, I used to watch people make big mistakes. They used to get up there and say, this company we work for, we're like family. And I'm over here like, you in a lawsuit. You suing the company. So I would tell people straight up, as I'm presenting the company, I would say, I would be lying to y'all if I told you that everybody gets along, that everything is going to be perfect, and that we're all friends. That's not the case. You know, I would tell them that, which what? It let them know that you can trust him, because he gonna tell you the good and the bad.
Right.
He go forewarn you of what you getting into. So if you want to be in Dallas, I'm gonna tell you, we have a culture here where we favor our draft guys. That don't mean you not gonna win out, but you got to come in here like you go ball out day one.
Mm-hmm.
So now you looking at me like, oh, he telling me the truth. He not just trying to, hey man, they go love you over there, right? Because then if he go do some homework, he go come back and say, hey, I thought you told me this and that. Now you look shady. No, if you go look at the context and the body language, how Henry was feeling him and after laughing like they friends, ain't that what you want? Yeah, and Angie, listen, we laughing, but it's true. I know we laughing, but I am a top salesperson. I am. I say that proudly. I graduated for the #1 sales program in the country. I'm in the Hall of Fame in that program. A part of our curriculum was dealing with high-level negotiations. That's what we had to do. So I'm not pulling these theories out my ass. I'm telling y'all, what I'm talking about is proven. Yeah, you got to read everything. You can't just read that one clip. He could have ruined us. And then, you know what I get the feeling? I'm going to be all the way honest. You know what I get the feeling?
You can't handle the truth.
He ain't lying.
I think it's that.
Yep.
I think we got fans and content creators and writers. They don't want to hear that your organization got some warts.
Yeah, that's what it is.
They cool with halitosis is what you're saying.
Yep.
They are absolutely cool with it. They don't mind being tart. They don't recognize any of the signs and signals that when they lean in to talk to their team members, they oftentimes start to fade backwards because they can't take that goddamn smell. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of the fan base is starting to back up off of Jerry and Steven because they can't take that goddamn smell. Like, oh my, do you smell it? That's how it starts. See, that's how it was a couple years ago. That's how it was during the Romo years. Like, we were good, but then something started to waft up into the room, and everybody looked around at each other like, "Do you smell it?" and the one who it is, no, I don't smell any. No, you don't smell nothing. Yeah, I can smell it.
Yeah,
he would have been a bastard.
He would have been a
bastard. It would have been malpractice.
Mike McCarthy wouldn't have won.
Malpractice.
And he would have been getting 2 to 3 carries a game, and everybody would be saying he was. Like, it's just, and it's exactly what you said, boss. It's, yep. It's better to just be honest. Like,
just tell him.
We have to be honest. We have to be honest about who we are as an organization. Like, yes, we are still the Dallas Cowboys, but we got issues. And it's not just issues that we saying, it's issues that our former greats are calling out. Right? You know, I posted a clip of something that Troy said recently, where he was saying, they were like, well, what would be your advice to Jerry? Like, and he's like, my advice to Jerry would be basically like, Jerry, you are great. I do think you're positive for the organization, but at the same time, Jerry, like, you should not be the face of the organization and taking away that power from your head coach.
Right.
Respectfully, of course.
Respectfully. And he was very respectful of how he handled Jerry, because he's like, people think Jerry's bad. He said, no, I think Jerry is a good positive influence. But at the same time, Jerry, you're going out and you always are doing things and saying things that's contrary to your head coach. And you should, in other organizations, Andy Reid is the face of the voice of the Chiefs. Nick Sirianni is the voice of the Eagles. Jimmy Johnson was the voice of us.
That's right.
Not you, Jerry.
Not and you.
But you're always coming in and backdooring these coaches and doing this type of weird, goofy stuff, and it really muddies the water. And it was like, Troy was like, it was good for us to know that Jimmy was the person that we had to look to for the authority, and we had that reverence and respect. But because of the country club that we done invented now, people don't have that same respect for the head coach. They look at the head coach like, yeah, we'll see. Like with Shadi, the players are like, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't say that type of stuff about Jimmy. We'll see how it goes. Jimmy, well, he'll see how it goes. All right, you'll be off of this team. Like that's the type of stuff that we're talking about. The Cowboys do have wars. How we treat our free agents. It's bad. Oof. I want Jerry out these coaches. I do too, AG.
Man, let me get this super chat with my boy Keystone. And then I'm going to put the nail in the coffin. I'm going to put the nail in the whole coffin. I'm going to prove without a shadow of a doubt that most of the complaining that's going on about what Micah said is really because people not really seeing that Micah was really just talking pure football. Okay, so when it comes to the fans in the front office as a player, damn if you do and damn if you don't. That's the last topic as I was going to talk about. We going to say that to Wednesday. You way ahead on me because we was going to talk about that. I was going to talk about, or we going to talk about how we eat our own and we eat our best in Dallas. It's a Dallas culture thing. So we go talk about that because it's a long history of us devouring and making a lot of content against our best. And so front office continues to, do things as usual because we continue to point, and it's a continual pattern of this. But first, let me put this to bed. This stuff that's going on. I mean, this is go absolutely put it to bed. Listen, y'all. Listen.
A block. I couldn't even get it. I couldn't even call Jerry. Jerry got my number blocked. Are you upset that Derrick Henry didn't come to Dallas? I said, nah, that's not how God worked. He was exactly where he was supposed to be.
Exactly.
Year 8, 9 his career, still going for 1,800 yards, playoffs. He was exactly where he's supposed to be. I'm happy that didn't get ruined by us.
So, some people feel like he said too much. Now, what if I was saying that the exact same thing way before Micah said it? It shows you that it's about football. When I play this, y'all can tell me to pause it at any time just to get commentary through it. Y'all listen to this. This ain't bragging. This is really just showing you that this is real what Micah said. Listen. I say bastard too. Some people might be new to the channel. They might not understand what I mean by bastard. See, the Dallas Cowboys, they treat outside free agents like bastards. They treat them like. So when I say that, I'm basically saying free agents. So people that been rocking with the channel, they know that, but I want to explain that. So people, well, what you mean bastards? Yeah. They're going to be viewed as outsiders if they come to Dallas. So the big common names right now in order of popularity is obviously Derrick Henry. Oh shit. Then I would say behind him is Saquon. Oh! Then behind him, this 2024, y'all, off season, February 28th, right around this time, say Josh Jacobs. And then behind him, I would say Swift. That's the order, in my opinion, of popularity. Order of popularity. My order is actually different. Oh shit. My order is different. My order, in terms of what I feel like is a fit for the West Coast, especially if you go be catching the ball, Swift. Oh shh! Boss, you're wrong. Boss, you was wrong. Man, pay attention. Saquon, number 2. Josh Jacobs, number 3. This is my list. Henry, number 4. But boss, Michael was hating. He wasn't a fit. What?
Oh, hell no.
See, I already hear y'all. What?
What?
Yeah, I said it. Exactly, Angie. Yeah. That's how I see it. Yeah. And it's not saying Henry ain't a fantastic, great back, because I still believe he is. I just don't see him catch enough to see him as a fit. And on top of that, in my opinion, he's in a volume run game offense that features him. He's go get his attempts every game. Oh, Micah was what we can't recruit because of what Micah said. No, Micah telling the truth, and real players appreciate that. It's checkers.
I know the truth, not so do you. How?
Man, this boy Buttons is crazy. Now, if Mike McCarthy was willing to just force feed a running back, he would be probably first. Oh. But I don't see that. I just don't. I need somebody that can go from 0 to 100 like that. That doesn't need a bunch of attempts to be dangerous. Just meaning when you put the ball in their hand, they're electric enough to make you pay. Well, with that one, that would be Saquon. But see, he not first because of his injury history to me. I can't make him. Now, he the most electric out of all of them. Don't you get stupid. Bruh. If I was on it, wasn't it? Boy, I was on it. See, if front office would have listened. Now, this was the time, Star, everybody was, oh, you don't get these old running backs. Yeah. See, if they would have listened to Boss Cowboy Star and Amp, Saquon would have been a Cowboy.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Don't you get dumb.
You want answers?
Oh, he's still the most electric out of every one of them.
You can't handle the truth.
Don't you play with me. Now, you talking about Dak being able to swing it out to a dude who can make somebody miss and still take it 60 yards? Was I lying? Now, this was the time boys were saying, oh, he washed. You don't go with them old backs.
Yep.
So was Micah Parsons hating, or was he really just being honest with him? Like, we under this old coach wasn't a fit. But we get so caught up on that one statement, and I appreciate this. This one came with a super chat. Check this out. See, we need this type of stuff because now we can talk through this with some intelligence. My boy say, bro, that statement burned my ass. If daddy got laid off, the children not supposed to tell the next door neighbors. Yeah, that's because you're only focused on that statement. What you got to do is focus on the context, and then your ass wouldn't be burned. So that's the key, is you got to listen to the context of what he's saying, not the statement. And that's what I've been saying. A lot of people in this current media environment, it's about that one statement, not the context of the statement. And people read,
you gotta pay the price.
It's almost like dealing with people who want to be mad. It's like, damn, bro, you nitpick what I said.
Right.
Let me keep playing this though. Who got the work ethic? Broke all kind of Penn State records on power cleaning and bench press and ran a 4.3. Man, Saquon can lose 2 steps and he'll still run a 4.5. So don't you play with me. Yeah. But Swift. So let's go back to this. Enough bragging. It's low key was brag. But damn it, sometimes you gotta say, you gotta listen, because that one was important. Why was that important, Star? Why was that important? Because it's proof that Micah Parsons, this is what Micah Parsons was saying in terms of he not a fit. I had him fourth. I had him fourth. And I said, why? I said, he's a volume back. So you went where you supposed to go. You went to a place where they fed you.
And people thought Emmett was hating.
Talk.
People thought Emmett was hating. Emmett was crucified just a couple weeks ago at the Super Bowl because he said Dallas might not be ready for Genty. That's low-key what he was saying. He was saying, we might not be your soulmate. Yeah, okay, if we go together, we might be able to, sustain a decent family, etc. But that other person, your soulmate, the Baltimore Ravens, they'll be the one to take you to new heights.
That's right.
That I might not never be able to touch.
Right.
That's what Emmett was saying.
That's what he was saying.
Ready for that type of talent. Because guess what? There's an understanding that when you draft certain players, you are tailoring your entire organization to them.
Yeah.
And if you can't do that, not only are you doing a disservice to your player, you're doing a disservice to your organization. And a lot of times, Dallas Cowboy fans, I want to be honest with y'all tonight, that's why we fall on our faces, because we don't maximize and build around the talent properly.
Right.
On the offense is Dak Prescott. On the defense is Micah Parsons. And look at the talent we've had over the years. We've had talented teams. We've had talented sides of the ball, and we fall on our face. Why? Because we don't build properly to maximize that talent.
Right.
Right. Exactly.
We've been hogging, Star.
No, I listen, when Derrick Henry's name was floating around and we didn't get him, I went to Twitter and said
He's not a fit.
He's not a scheme fit. He was never a scheme. He was a hot name that was thrown out there, and he lived in Dallas and all of this stuff. But when we looked at our play caller,
right,
Derrick Henry does not fit the West Coast scheme. And people crucify me. They say, "Oh, well, you need to you change your whole scheme for a player like that." I'm like, guys, what coach realistically? I know coaches love to say that you pick the players over the scheme, but let's be honest, coaches run their scheme,
especially Mike McCarthy.
Right, and they get the players that fit the scheme. So Derrick Henry, and that going over this is bringing me to why Mike McCarthy didn't like Zeke, because Zeke is the same way. You gotta
feed him.
You gotta give him carries.
That's right.
Multiple carries, and if you're not gonna give him that, then you're not gonna get.
He gonna look washed.
Right. If they were trying to do that same stuff to Derrick Henry, the Ravens really had to revamp. People don't realize that, but the Ravens had to revamp their scheme, because at first, how they was using Derrick Henry, I was like, them first couple of games, I was like, ooh, Henry looks washed. But then they were like, you know what? We got to start giving him 30 carries a game. And then what? They took off. They
That's right.
But Mike McCarthy was never.
He wasn't.
Derrick Henry 30 carries a game.
Never.
That's not.
It was only 4 times he had 30 carries in 17 games.
Right. Like Mike McCarthy don't believe in that. He's a West Coast. He's a traditional West Coast, which is we pass the ball to set up the run. You want a shifty dynamic back, like you said, about like a Saquon,
he want that 0 to 100 back.
Right. That's who he needs.
Yeah, he need that guy. Don't need a lot, but he needed like Pollard.
Right, exactly, like Pollard. And there was rumors that he wanted Pollard back because that's how Pollard is.
Yeah.
He takes 2 carries straight to the house.
Yeah.
That's how Mike McCarthy wants it. He don't want a back where he gotta
grind
and keep beating down the wall.
Nope.
No.
He don't want no tree chopping wood back,
right.
Like where you just bang.
Can I F y'all up? Can I F y'all in the chat up for a second if you'll allow me to? What type of head coach do you think Brian Schottenheimer is?
Him and Henry and Zeke would be great.
You think he's gonna mold to the players? Or he's gonna be rich in his approach?
I think he's gonna mold to the players, but he gonna have a philosophy and an identity of physicality.
So let me ask you this question. If Mike McCarthy was not that guy and he ran his system and he did it how he wanted to, right? Let's say he was on the team this year, right? Just hypothetically speaking. And you had a bruiser type back. I hadn't really looked at the backs in this year's draft, I'm gonna be honest. And that was the best player available on the board. Would it be a crime for Dallas to draft that player at that moment, considering he was the best available, knowing that that player does not match your scheme?
Yeah, and it goes to what D.A. Lee said. He said, damn a scheme fit, give me the talent. It depends.
Yeah, it depends.
So, like, I think the perfect example is what I just went through. I named 4 backs, 4 good backs. Now, in order of popularity, most people said Henry was first. I said no. In the West Coast, I would have wanted Saquon. And I said in terms of electric, Saquon was first. Both of them talent, one of them was a better fit. I would have went with Saquon because of the fit and the talent. So if I had an option, it's not always just the talent. It's that talent and how it fit with the scheme, especially if you got 2 good ones.
I think that's an area we need to improve in going forward. Marrying the scheme to the player.
Yeah.
Maximize. Because we love.
Can I say something real quick, Al?
Like to get a 2-for-1, and we oftentimes like to. I think you would be good at a play.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah. For the most part, I agree with D.A. Lee though. Damn a scheme fit for the most part. It's just that it's not as black and white as that. That's all I'm saying. I still 90% agree with what he's saying, or 95. So to just be clear on my thoughts. But this goes to show how stuff can get out of hand. Just being all the way honest with you. How we can spend so much attention on something that's nothing. Like, real talk. That we spent all this time on this.
Jerry got my number blocked. I couldn't even get it. I couldn't.
And we still not dealing with that part. We still dealing with the Michael Parsons part. We still ain't dealing with Jerry got my number blocked.
And call Jerry. Jerry got my number blocked. Are you upset that Derrick Henry didn't come to Dallas? I said, nah, that's not how God worked. He was
clearly talking past tense, clearly talking. If we listen to the context, he's clearly talking about how it played out.
Exactly what he was supposed to be. Exactly. Year 8, 9 his career, still going for 1,800 yards, playoffs. He was exactly.
Derrick Henry, like, I would be worried about he's hurting us from being able to recruit if Derrick Henry wasn't feeling him. But if I'm a player and I'm like, shit, Michael look like he keep it real. That would make. Let me just ask a simple question: would you trust somebody like that more or less? It's a simple question.
More.
Okay. So we making a big deal out of this, as we always do, where we eat our own and we take shots at our own and we don't focus and we make excuses for the people that we still need to be bulls our own, and that's front office.
It's goofy season, man.
And I want to say this. Sometimes it can happen by mistake too. Sometimes we just see things different.
Yeah.
But then that's why I want and always welcome debate.
Yeah.
Because if you allow your argument to be cross-examined, maybe we can get down to what the real truth is. That's why I don't dodge debates. That's why I don't go over here and do content where it's safe. It's like, hey, if you got a problem with what I'm saying, I'll come on your channel, you come on my channel, I turn on. That's why Tuck always say send a link if you got a problem with what I'm saying.
Straight up.
Send a link. But see, people ain't gonna send a link because see, I'm gonna come with the guns. They know that. They know I'm gonna come with the video evidence of what I was saying about Henry. So it's like, it's better just to not even face Boss, because you go get smoked and you know it. Because at the end of the day, if you right, I'm going to come around to that. That's why cats got to stop dodging, man. All this dodgeball kings.
Yeah.
No, sit down. Sit down and make your case. Sit down and make your case. And let's see if you can be cross-examined. with your takes. Like we did today. We did that all day. I felt like I won the first one. The second one, y'all unanimously whooped me. And the chat said it. Boss took the L. So I'm going to give my final words after y'all. Start with you, Star.
Yep. I would say my final word is, I think this off season we just gotta keep the main thing, and that is on the front office.
Yeah.
And also I would say keep the pressure on the front office, and also, with our campaigns and everything and the hashtags and stuff, and continuing to encourage the players like Micah, like we said, we want to try to figure out a campaign to help Micah say, put a timeline on it and stuff like that, because we ultimately just want to win a Super Bowl. And that's why we all do this. That's why we all do content, and we have different views and opinions, but we just want to win a Super Bowl, and we want to put out the best ideas possible. So we need to keep the pressure on front office. If you don't believe in the campaign, then don't participate.
Right.
But I also would like to encourage those who don't believe in our campaign, stop trying to convince us to stop our campaign. Because I've seen a lot of that, writing books and paragraphs under our posts, telling us, saying we dumb, saying Jerry don't care, telling us this is like, we get it. We got it. If you don't believe in it, then don't believe in it. But you don't have to keep trying to discourage us from doing what we think we need to do to help this team win. And my last word is, if you want Micah Parsons to be paid and remain on this team, keyword if, please put this hashtag out on social media, which is hashtag 877
pay Micah
now. That's my final word.
Hey, we ain't supposed to say who came up with that. I gotta give credit though. I'm breaking the rule. Should I break the rule? Should I break up the rule?
Don't break it.
You should don't break it, bro.
Don't break it.
Cause none of us came up with this shit, man. Okay, I'm gonna keep the order. I'm gonna keep the order.
We don't want to set no precedents.
Nobody get credit. We offensive linemen. You right. No credit. But I appreciate the person who came up with this, man. That shit was funny. And we all bust out laughing when he said it. We knew it was a hit when he said it.
Yep.
Like, what's that? 877 pay Micah now. My final words before my boy Elm is obviously 877 pay Micah now. Obviously that. Make sure we do that. Get behind it. Like, but also I will say this. This is a time of the year where we have to be careful. All of us, where people gonna have passions, we gonna have differences of opinion, but it's more so about, the best ideal winning. I don't see how anybody in good faith can watch the facts that came today and then turn around and still say the same things. That's the ultimate test, is can you do about face when the evidence is presented to you? The pressure's supposed to be on front office right now. That's who the pressure's supposed to be on. And we got to get behind this. The sad thing I'm going to say is, it is sad that Michael Parsons right now, and it's sad, I'm just being honest with y'all, it's sad. Michael Parsons is being pointed to as the villain, and in this particular case, I'm not saying he's always done everything right, but in this particular case, he was really just talking football and really doing a good job of building rapport with an all-pro talent. I'm telling you right now, I'm certain of this, that he is still able to recruit free agents even with what he said. So let me read this super chat, because this is what this is about on our final word. So this is the key. He said, don't get it twisted. I rock with Parson, but it is how you say it. That's all. I hope Jerry open up that wallet at the end of the day. Exactly. Hashtag 877 pay Micah now. And it is something about the perception of it. If I'm judging that clip, right? If I'm just judging that clip, just the clip, it sounds bad. Am I being fair?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm just judging just that clip, it came off bad. But what I'm challenging us to do is be the adults that listen to the context, right? Not the clip. And thank you for doing that, Samson. You know what I mean? That's what he's saying. And that's honest what he's saying. That clip, if I just focused on that clip, it sounded bad. It felt bad. And I agree with that. You know, I'm just thankful that we have a community that know how to then focus in on what? The context. So then we end up being like Samson, who say, yeah, I rocks with him. That one portion of what he said rubbed me wrong. But hey, it's still 877 pay Micah now. It's what it is. And it should be. It should be. Those are my final words. It just makes sense to get it done.
Cowboys Nation, what's good with y'all? Look, I get it. Looking at the calendar right now, it's February. And the start of the season seems like it's a long way away. In between now and then, y'all are going to hear a whole lot of crazy takes, crazy narratives. These leaks are just going to come out of nowhere mysteriously, like the ooey did back in 2020. It just popped up out of nowhere.
Ooey.
And guess what? We had to deal with it. That's the off season. Viruses and bugs and all of these things just start to leak out into the atmosphere, if you will, and nobody knows where they came from. But guess what? We got to deal with them. So on tonight, that's what we did. We dealt with a couple of topics that have just popped up miraculously over the last couple of weeks. Don't know who started these narratives, but it's starting to take on like wildfire. Everybody, everywhere you turn, somebody done came down with a bad case of it's that time of the season. So look, I understand how you felt. I felt
the same way.
I just thought. But what I found is when you take your time to do your own homework and research and not be pushed and persuaded by mainstream media and whatever crazy narratives they start to conjure up this time of season, then you too can avoid getting caught up in the foolishness. You can avoid the zombie apocalypse, if you will. Dak don't need to listen to Micah. They lead differently. Dak was appointed. Micah was anointed. Oh my God, Miss Jackie is out here preaching. That's how beautiful it is. And she added it right on into my final words. Love you, auntie. Appreciate you.
Killed it.
But look, I felt like Miss Jackie. I felt that these individuals are different, and what we need Daddy Jerry to do is we need to love his children equally, but we need him to treat them differently, because you can't treat every child the same. Every child is unique in their own special way, and that's what we have to do even as fans. When we look at Dak, we understand he is not Micah Parsons. Don't expect them to be. They have a different set of skills that make them special. So be you. Be who you are. Don't try to end up being something you're not, because when you do that, you lose the essence of what you really are. But at the end of the day, look, I don't really care too much what they say, as long as it does not affect what happens on the field. At the end of the day, I just want to see improvement from my stars. I want to see improvement from all my players. If you were a tier 3 player, damn it, I want to see you try and pushing to get to 2. Because at the end of the day, y'all know how I rock. Good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good becomes your better and your better becomes your best. Until next time, Cowboys Nation, in order to be blessed, make sure you dial 877 pay Mecca now. Y'all be blessed.
That boy too fly for me, dog. Hey, come back on the next show. I'm gonna answer that question, man. George Booney. That's gonna be on the next show. We gonna be bringing it back with Star and Amp. They already committed to it. We didn't finish everything that we had to talk about, but we will. I promise you that. 877 pay Micah now. Also, this stream was brought to you by BetUS, where you receive 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% on your next deposits up to $2,000. Promo code YouTube150. Man, can you say your outro one more time? Just one more, bro. It's just too dope, bro. It's just too dope, bro. We got to finish out with that.
Hey, good, better, best. Never let it rest. Till your good becomes your better, and your better becomes your best. Until next time, Cowboys Nation, y'all be blessed.
Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters.
Look, moving too bossy, we don't tread softly, but not flossy, the streets that taught me, moving too bossy, we don't tread softly, but not flossy, the streets that taught me, I'm just trying to get my nigga paid. We came from Section 8, and I knew I was at since the second grade. Man, I swear my time is coming, cause I'm never late. Came from broken homes and broken dreams to getting paid. Love, dollar bill, listen close, this is not a drill. Cause hungry trying to get a meal. I've been in light, who gon' pay a bill? I've been in action, been in traction, surplus with niggas lacking, shining light but still be blacking, red lights will stop the action, grand to go, even when it's slow. Higher heights to balance out the lows.